Hi guys, Freddy here, welcome back to another retro RPG, and I hope you'll excuse the very artificial lighting I've got going on from this side, as I usually record with Scottish daylight, which has let me down. It's so gloomy outside that I was only very slightly lit from this side, and the rest of me was in very dramatic shadow. But anyway, it's the end of another poll, and the winner this week was Car Wars, the Deluxe Edition, the 1985 second edition from Steve Jackson Games. Now, it only narrowly beat out Shadowrun 3rd edition, so we'll see how that does this week. Now, obviously, Car Wars is dropped from the poll, and I've replaced that with the Federation Ship Recognition Manual for the Star Trek RPG by Faza from 1985. But I'm also dropping out the losing one, which sadly, after some 16 weeks, is Cold Hands Dead Hearts for Big Eye Small Mouth. I'll be sad to see it go. It came second once, but mainly it's been a very bad in the polls. So it's getting swapped out, and I'm replacing it with the Slain role-playing game, based on the character from the 2000 AD comic. So we'll see how that does. Now, this version of Car Wars isn't the first version I had. I actually had the one-page version, but I'm afraid in my collection behind me, one page has disappeared and I can't actually find that. It's somewhere, but it's probably between the pages of something else. Anyway, let's go over to the desktop and have a look. So this is Car Wars Deluxe Edition. This is the 1985 release of Car Wars. The original edition came out in 1980 and was published in a much smaller plastic box, just as a few leaflets. So very much like Awful Green Things, which I've covered from Steve Jackson Games before. It's about half A4, so what's that, A5 size? It's a plastic box containing the rules and some tokens and that. The Car Wars Deluxe Edition continued to being sold as this, even though it became 3rd edition and they swapped out the rulebook for the Car Wars Compendium rules. But this is the 2nd edition. Now, Car Wars isn't a role-playing game, although it's this close. It's got a detailed background with the future almost post-Holocaust, society's collapsing, people are entertained by violent battles between cars. Basically, there's the Auto Duel Association, which organizes gladiator-type fights between people in cars equipped with different weapons. Now, it also continues with the role-playing elements because as you win fights, your character gains experience and you gain money to buy better equipment for your car. So it is very role-playing-like. Now, obviously, Steve Jackson Games took that a step further when they released GURPS Auto Duel, which was a role-playing game set in the same universe. But anyway, let's have a look at the back of the box. Now, unfortunately, it's become damaged at some point. I believe there was a piece of wet paper which tore it. I seem to remember that. On the highway of the future, the right of the way goes to the biggest guns. He triggered the rocket launcher again. A direct hit. The blue car skidded as the driver lost control, then flipped and caught fire. That would teach him not to tailgate. Car Wars is a game of combat on the freeways. Choose your vehicle, complete with weapons, armor, power plant, suspension, and even body shell. Then take it out on the road. You'll come home an ace, or you'll crash and burn. To survive, your abilities will improve, and you can accumulate money to buy bigger cars. Advanced rules let you design your own cars, cycles, three-wheelers, vans, trucks, tractor-trailer rigs, and helicopters. Car Wars Deluxe Edition includes a comprehensive 64-page rulebook with complete directions for building, arming, and driving your own vehicles. Full combat rules, including a special introductory quick start version, new in this edition, all the skills you need to create your own auto-duelist character. Here are all the rules from the original Car Wars minigame and the first 2 supplements, newly edited and reorganized, plus sections on off-road travel, speeding, car trailers, and more. Car Wars Deluxe Edition also gives you 300 full-color counters, a giant 32-inch by 42-inch map of the fortress town of Midville, 20-inch by 32-inch map of a typical fortified truck stop of 2035, new deluxe road sections, straight and curved, additional counters, 2 turning keys that make maneuvering easy, and a 4-inch and 4x7-inch Ziploc bag for counter storage. So let's have a look inside. Now, first of all, we have that book, which we'll be looking through more. We've got a record sheet for your trailer bus or RV. Deluxe edition guide to what's in the book. We've got vehicle and cycle record sheets, helicopter, tractor, trike. We've got the road sections, which there's a couple of. On either side there's rubble and that, so you can make out the damaged roads. A couple of curved sections, so you can have highway races by piecing these together in various formats, so they can keep on charging down the roads as they have a Mad Max style race. Now it's worth noting that Car Wars was often compared to Mad Max, because they're set in post-apocalyptic societies battling cars. But Car Wars is more than that, because the technology continues to advance. I'm just folding out the map while I speak. A giant map of the town of Midville. I'll put that to the side. The other map. Now these are really nice and they're detailed, because Car Wars not only allows you to just drive the cars around, you can actually go on foot and run around. So it's quite important for people to be able to enter buildings and be able to snipe out of windows and fight back. The city here, hall here, appears to have what appears to be a couple of turrets on the front, maybe, up here. And finally we've got the truck stop. Now these are all very nice. I'm not open it fully because a lot of it's car park. It's a nice truck stop with kitchens, lounge, restaurant. Lots of opportunities for fighting inside the building there. But as I was saying, Car Wars isn't like Mad Max, where society totally crumbled and technology is gone, because the weapons have continued to improve. So in Car Wars, you can have laser cannon built into your vehicles and very high-tech armor. I seem to remember playing it once and basically spending all my starting money building a car with a massive laser cannon built into it and basically tissue paper for armor. And obviously somebody with light guns, a machine gun or whatever, wasted my driver and my car exploded and died. But if I'd managed to get them in front of me and shot, by God, they'd have been dead. Looking through the rulebook, we've got various tables in here, dealing with skids and rolls, fishtails, how to handle car trailers. Got the chronology, talking through the future history, right up to 2035, Car Wars Deluxe Edition. We've got the jumpstart rules, so quick rules to start your playing. Combat, scenarios, charts for different weapons. Stock car list, so different cars you can just buy rather than having to build your own from scratch. Getting started, vehicle selection, movement, scale. Usual kind of combat rules here. There's obviously not a lot about characters, it's all about the battles. Debris and obstacles, pedestrians. Most pedestrians move at 12.5 miles an hour, which seems kind of nippy for a pedestrian. I definitely don't move at that speed anymore. Here we go, we've got a heavy laser. I believe that's the one I used, which cost me 12,000. Whereas the car that took me out, I think, had a Vulcan machine gun, which cost them 2,000, because I had no money left for armor. But it was fun. That was the first time I played Car Wars. Targeting modifiers, combat results, buildings, how to handle that, and with how you destroy buildings. Because basically it's battles in cars, so smashing through a building to get to your opponent can be fun. Hand weapons, so the pedestrians obviously can shoot back and they can have machine guns or limpet mines, different weapons. Continuing characters, so skills here, how they improve, getting the ability to repair things, gaining prestige, gaining wealth, keeping your character alive. And then we've got car designs itself, so you can design your car, where you're going to take it from a subcompact car up to a van, what kind of chassis, suspension, power plants. Absolutely spending every penny to build your custom battle car. what kind of armor you're going to bolt onto it, the human element, computing acceleration, because it's not just simple movements. You are accelerating and turning and dealing with speed as you battle. Cyclone trike design, 10-wheelers, car trailers, another way of adding a turret or whatever to your vehicle, carrying some extra cargo. Trucks and buses, because we've all seen Mad Max 2, so we know we want a tractor trailer and a bus filled with civilians. Helicopters, because that was an expansion box set for Car Wars. Obviously all compiled into the second edition. And then we've got some scenarios. So road scenarios, arena combat, at the truck stop, city fights. It's laying out a situation why people might be getting into combat and setting out some advantages and disadvantages of the arena, how they can play out. Off-road dueling, some sample vehicles, cycles, buses, helicopters, special vehicles, police cruiser, an ambulanaut, and then we've got the index to help you find things. And some more tables on the back cover. Both sides. So that is Car Wars Deluxe Edition. There's not too much in there, but it is a very fun game. Actually, when I played it, it kind of reminded me of Battletech, because it was another game where in future history you were battling it out mainly for people's entertainment. The Battletechs were taking part in future sports, essentially, whereas the cars in this are battling for people's entertainment on television. Anyway, I think I've whittled on for quite long enough as usual. Please like, subscribe and comment below, as it does me massive favours with the YouTube algorithm. But most of all, you look after yourselves. And I'll catch you later. Bye now.